Hi, I'm here, and I know, believe me, I understand it is strange to just talk to a screen. We've
Yeah,
all, it sort of is your topic, right? How it's hard to make contact.
right, right. Well, I'll start by saying that we know that contact with other people really important, and the basic f- idea about contact is to be fully present with whomever you're trying to make contact with. And my own personal experience is that I'm hearing impaired. I've been partly deaf since I was a child. And of course, I've used my eyes a lot to make contact. I read lips, I read faces to see what people were thinking and looking and how they seemed to be feeling by their faces. I learned to do a lot with that kind of thing. And now even when you have to wear a mask, I can't. You have to wear a mask. I can't read lips when the other person is. Can you hear me? The thing about the mask is that it muffles voices, and if you're hearing impaired the way I am, it's very difficult for me to hear what people are saying. I've been to a couple of doctor's appointments where I couldn't hear a word that they were saying because they were wearing masks. It's very difficult. Um, we have to sort of think of, can you hear me when I do my, we have to kind of think of ways we can make contact without relying on the face. Uh, I would recommend you not use the, whatever it's called, the elbow thing. You know that a baseball player dislocated his shoulder by doing this. It's difficult. I would not recommend doing it. We have to find other ways. So I've been kind of experimenting, and what's that? What was that?
There's some noise at Karen's house.
Oh, the dog. Yeah. So one thing I found is I realized that if you do it to yourself, it's very helpful. For instance, if I meet someone I don't know, and usually I might shake their hand, and if I go like this to myself, it has, some similar impact. And when I'm leaving the person and I know them and I want to give them a hug and I can't, and if I hug myself, it has the same impact. It really does. So there are other ways. One of the things you could do is make up a card. So if I'm happy, I could put up this card. Can you see it?
Let me do it for you.
And if you're not feeling very wrong one can make up this card. You could say, "Oh, just lift up a card." We also have one that's, I don't know if you can tell.
Mad. There we go.
Had it upside down. Mad card. We also have a horse. Now you need to
This is
know
my contribution.
that Martha is obsessed with horses. She used to horseback ride. And she loves horses. Anything. I asked her to make a card, and what did she make? A horse. She does a pretty good job, though, doesn't she?
I spent my childhood practicing. The teacher thought I was taking notes. The reality is I was drawing horses.
Anyway, we have the contact functions are not available, which would be well, looking, we can still look and we can still see, unless you're losing your sight, as I am actually. You looking, listening, tasting, touching, smelling, those are functions of contact. And we can still use many of them. Not as easily, I guess, but we can find ways. So, again, to remind you, learning how to be fully present, even with a mask on, is not that difficult. It's your mind. It's really a mindset. Uh, Being aware of everything around you, being fully present with the person. And I think the person can tell that, even though both of you may be wearing a mask. So, with that, I'll say, see you later.
Mm, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Violet. There were a couple comments last time, Violet, when I sort of briefly said what you were going to be talking about. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Violet about this topic, which I think we're all dealing with, actually?
Oh, I could make a comment if I can.
Please.
You know, the mask reminds me of not only contact in terms of just everyone we meet in the world and our daily activities, but now that I'm seeing more people in person in my office, what's happened with the new rise in COVID cases is I have several families who have the session itself all masked and I'm masked. And it's really, I'm so aware of the different feeling that I have sitting with clients when I am masked and they're masked, and the difficulty of reading expression and having humor even, because it looks so serious. It makes such an impact in the clinical work to do a therapy session with everyone masked, including the therapist. So that's just my comment.
Thanks, Patrick.
I want to say I really appreciate, excuse me, Violet, what you're saying about making those gestures with yourself, because I do it, I see people doing it, and it really is effective. I think it really does express what we want to express in our warmth and care for the people we love in our circle.
Thanks, Chris.
Anyone else? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Violet, it's John. I was just thinking, I'm noticing more the angle of people's heads, whether people are leaning towards me or away from me. I'm asthmatic and I don't like wearing the mask. It kind of befuddles me. But occasionally I can work outside, and I love it when I can work outside and not have to worry about the mask in quite the same way. If we can find the distance and be, whether it's in a park, in nature, or even in our back garden. And sometimes with the changes in lockdown, that's difficult too. But I'm just noticing, yeah, when do I feel more constrained? When do I feel freer? And can I start, like you're saying, can I start to read people, and can they start to read me when we are wearing masks?
Yeah. Thank you, John.
I just noticed, Karen, that Abril in Mexico posted a mask that has a transparent piece around the mouth so
Mhm.
that you can see the expression.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've never used one. I don't think I've seen anyone use one either.
Hi, Violet. Hi, Marty. It's Denise, and in Los Angeles. And I just wanted to say I so identify because I also wear hearing aids. And for me, I didn't realize how much I read lips and how much I'm dependent on that and reading people's faces. And it's really, it's difficult for me that way. I have to really watch people's eyes. And anyway, I do start to notice eyes and expressions. And I notice that people are starting to make a point of crinkling their eyes when they want to show a happiness, or, they're starting to do that. So I just wanted to say I relate to that. And yeah, and that's it. And hi.
Mm. Thanks, Denise. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Trish is saying there's a mask that were made for hearing impaired people, I guess, just because of the lip reading part. And you can prevent it by fogging, by putting shaving cream on and wiping it off. I guess sort of like a diving mask. So it's such a good topic, Violet, because we're all needing to adjust to this reality, probably for quite some time. So it's good to hear from people that are, how they're adjusting to it. And thank you for sharing, all of you. And thanks for starting the conversation, Violet.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you say that, and I actually make sure that's the case. So I cherish all of it. Thank you.
And I just want to say thank you for sharing, Denise and Chris and John and Patrick. Wonderful to hear your stories. Thank you.